Hey, everybody. Weather on the Fan brought to you by Infinity Exteriors. It's 55 and fair in Hales Corners. Mostly sunny, but getting cloudier this evening. Low of 38 this evening. So, as we like to say, bundle up.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
What up, what it is, what it do? High noon here on the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Tommy Billboard Wirtz is here as well. We're just kicking it. It's open mic day. It's improv day here on the Mason Crosby Show. Whatever you want to talk about, 414-677-1250. Shoot us a text, the Nicolay Law Talking text line, 414-677-1250, or give us a call. We already got one caller lined up who heard me mention this at the end of 9 to noon without Kuhn. With Rami and B Snizzle. And so I throw it out there. And if you want to jump right in, we've got plenty to talk about. Brewers Walk of Honor. New coach for the Milwaukee Bucks being introduced tomorrow at the Art Museum. Brewers lose last night, of course. Jackson Chourio, the greatest player in the history of Major League Baseball. And the NBA playoffs, maybe you're getting exciting. Definitely got exciting last night in San Antonio. Was not exciting at Madison Square Garden. Plenty to talk about on today's show. Like I said, my name is Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder, and he is TBT, Tommy Billboard Tommy.
I kind of thought the Milwaukee Tool was going to stick for a little bit longer than it did.
I don't, until
is that a little too mean for you guys?
No, I think it's like they need to be a sponsor. Like if they were a sponsor of the show.
What if it was just Tool?
Yeah, but you're not just. I mean, are you the multi-use tool? Are you like the jackknife? Are you
Swiss Army?
Yeah, you the Swiss Army. You're not my Swiss Army knife. Can you change a light bulb?
I can change a light bulb. Yes.
How many Tommies does it take to change a light bulb?
One. Just one.
Just you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I bet Tommy and Bayview could also change a light bulb.
Tommy and Stallis.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of Tommies can change a light bulb.
Yeah.
I didn't think Milwaukee. I mean, Kmart sticks more than
Kmart. You like that one still?
I mean, I don't like it, but it's better than the Milwaukee Tool. I don't know. That one never stuck with me.
Okay.
Big time is really where we're at.
I guess. There's no one who has more nicknames than me.
Right. And I would actually say better than big time is all the time. You're Tommy all the time. Works.
All the time.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
All time.
All
like
time.
All day.
Yes.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Like Adrian, right? Adrian Peterson was AD all day.
All day.
You're right. You're the new AD.
AT all time.
Yeah. All time. All right. AT. All Tommy all the time. You're the AT-AT.
The AT-AT?
The AT-AT.
Oh, God.
Do you know what an AT-AT is?
No.
Have you seen Empire Strikes Back?
Yes. The fifth one. Episode 5.
Right. But technically the second one.
Right.
When at the beginning, when the rebels are on the ice planet Hoth and the bad guys come and they have those huge like walking things.
Oh yeah, the camels.
Those are AT-ATs.
Yes, I knew. You know what? I did know that. I knew they were the walkers.
So all time, all Tommy.
All right.
Yes, I love it. You are the AT-AT.
I had
I don't know.
Changa.
No way that sticks.
Changa came up again this morning. The morning show
Cinco
called
de Mayo.
me. Yeah,
and it's Cinco de Mayo.
That's true. I didn't even think of that.
I've got some stuff coming from Mateo's.
Oh,
Bar and Grill in New Berlin.
Coming right now.
Maddie's.
Oh,
today they're Mateo's.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. They have a special May menu and Cinco de Mayo. So I think Scarlett's grabbing me a little something.
Oh, all right. Nice.
Because the whole sales staff is there.
And you're part of that, but not really today.
Not really most days.
Okay.
I mean, I do what I can.
You're adopted.
Right.
Adopted sales.
It is open mic improv day here on the Mason Crosby Show. Mason in studio tomorrow. Can't wait for that. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talk and text line. Whatever you want to talk about. And let's kick things off with James in Pewaukee. James, you're on the Mason Crosby Show with Thunder and Tommy.
Thank you. I really enjoy your program.
Thank you.
And I am a baseball fan, and baseball is a game of statistics. They have all different kinds of ways of measuring production in that, like ERA, runs batted in, you name it. I haven't seen a statistic, though, that can compare, for instance, defensive plays versus offensive production.
Oh, all right.
And I bring up the question about the Brewers shortstop. He makes exceptional plays at times, but he doesn't produce any runs. So how good, I guess what I'm saying is that he's so good defensively, how many runs does it stop coming in versus how many runs does he produce at the plate? And I don't know if there is a statistic
Okay.
for
That's
that.
actually a great question. So first of all, I do want to say that if you just look at fielding percentage, he is 5th among all major league shortstops.
Okay.
Joey Ortiz is 5th. Wilson from the A's, what's it?
Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob Wilson, and then Bobby Witt Jr. Both have been perfect so far this year.
All right.
And it's only been a month.
Well, another one here.
Joey Ortiz is 5th.
Another one here, James. Have you heard of defensive runs saved and outs above average? Have you heard of that stat before?
No, I haven't heard that one. Thank you.
Yeah, so Fangraphs does a really good job, and it's one of the few that when you look up stats, like everyone's a baseball reference kind of guy or MLB.com, Fangraphs, another one to look up for that. They do a really good job at measuring both defensive stats. Now, to your point, James, Joey Ortiz, his defensive run saves leads the Brewers this year on defense with 3. He's tied with Bryce Terang, and we all know Bryce Terang has won a platinum glove before. Outs above average as well, he is tied with Bryce Terang, both of those numbers being 3, and we again notice that Bryce Terang is widely considered one of the best fielding second basemen in all of baseball. Absolutely. Right, James? Are we on the same page?
Well, we're on the same page, but my question then would be is Bryce drives in a lot of runs, and Joey Ortiz doesn't drive in anything.
Correct. So now let's go over to the bat side now for Joey Ortiz. You're familiar with the stat WAR, at least, James? Like, yes. You've heard of it. So WAR heavily measures defense. I mean, super impactful to your WAR is how well you play on the defensive side.
DHs often don't have great WAR. Even if they're leading the league in hitting, they're in the middle of the league in WAR because they have no impact on the defensive side of the ball. And
especially at premium positions like your up the middle, shortstop, second baseman, center fielder, catchers. Like, that's a great way to, they will weight those positions heavily. Joey Ortiz, with the best defensive numbers on the Brewers and tied with widely considered one of the best second basemen on the defensive side, WAR is still in the negative right now for Joey Ortiz at negative 0.1 right now. So on the bat side of things, another advanced metric that I think is a good one to look at is it's called ISO, isolated power. All that is your slugging percentage minus your batting average. That's all it is. Okay. So we all know slugging percentage and we all know batting average. So for instance, for Bryce Terang's isolated power this year. Let me look it up real quick because I just had Joey Ortiz's. Bryce Terang's isolated power this year is 217, which is pretty solid because you minus his 522 slugging from his 304 batting average, and you get it to 217. All right. Do you have a guess what Joey Ortiz's is off the top of your head, James?
I don't.
It is 0.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is a 181 slugging minus a 181 batting average. Joey Ortiz is virtually 0 in isolated power.
Well, it doesn't surprise me.
That's what I mean. His defense.
All right, so my question after looking and diving into these numbers, which I love doing, James, do you think they need to make a change at shortstop?
Yes.
You do? Okay.
I do. We need production up and down the lineup. And you can't come to a guy, when you take a look at the teams that are in the playoffs every year, they have production up and down the lineup.
1 through 9.
There's not many that are a safe out, So we need that production in order to move on to the next step. And, I think there's enough. I don't know. Maybe there aren't enough shortstops out there that can hit the ball. I know that I was a shortstop and I could hit the ball. And my mom taught me how to do that because she's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. My mom played for the Rockford Peaches, which was in the first 2 years, which the movie A League of Their Own is all about. I learned
That's
baseball.
amazing. I love that, James.
Yeah,
thank you for sharing that.
I learned baseball, and I learned that you just can't have a continual out in your lineup all the time. Then,
that is correct.
And Joey Ortiz has trade value. So I don't know what's out there for trading.
I'm not sure, James. I'm not sure about that. We're going to let you go, but thank you so much for the call, sir.
You bet. Bye-bye.
I'm not sure he has trade value. You'd have to find somebody who, again, can manage to play 8-on-9 offensively. And Joey Ortiz, we know, is a great defensive baseball player. No one debates that. No one would ever debate that. I'm concerned here that Joey Ortiz, with a 181 slugging percentage, the only player he's better, or the next worst slugging percentage on the team, is David Hamilton at 259. And I'm just worried that, like, if that's your two shortstop solution, again, regardless of who's playing shortstop, you're playing 8-on-9. And last night there was a perfect at bat. And I know that David Hamilton, like, you should not be bunting in the situation he was up. It was first and second with one out, I think. And I'm like, you just got to bunt. Like, you can't hit. Like, I don't trust you to get it. I know he's gotten some hits here and there, right? I mean, he's got 20 hits on the year. He's got 2 doubles. And I know, I don't remember his first double. I know his second double was kind of like a dinky fly ball that bounced into the stands, that he sliced. But I just think that, like, I don't know. James and Pewaukee kick things off here on Improv Tuesday on the Mason Crosby Show, wondering if the defense of Joey Ortiz is good enough to cover up the lack of offense. And to this point this season, the answer is no. His lack of offense is too big to overcome how good he is defensively. And David Hamilton's not the answer at shortstop. I don't know if Cooper Pratt is the answer at shortstop. In his last 9 games at AAA Nashville, Cooper Pratt is a 379 batting average, 1 double, 2 triples, and a home run. That's 4 extra base hits in his last 9 games. Again, David Hamilton has 2 doubles. Joey Ortiz has no extra base hits on the season. Cooper Pratt has 5 RBI. He's walked 8 times and only struck out 4 times, and he has 3 steals. His batting average has risen from 156. He was struggling to begin the year, no doubt about it. He's up to 226, which still isn't great. But the last 9 games, 379, 4 out of 11 hits are extra base hits. I don't know if it's Cooper Pratt time. I'm leery, and I'm worried that Cooper Pratt is not a Major League Baseball player either. But we probably should find out sooner than later based on Ortiz and Hamilton.
Sure. Can I bring up, so there are 24, I believe, qualified shortstops right now in Major League Baseball. Is that what it was? 25 with the minimum, at-bats per games played requirements, right, Mitch?
Yep.
To this point, how many have an OPS under 700 right now?
How many total?
How many
total?
There are 25 qualified shortstops.
Okay.
Joey Ortiz is not, by the way. Just want to preface that.
Yep.
But of the qualified shortstop in Major League Baseball, how many have an OPS under 700?
I'm going to go with like 11.
6.
Okay, only 6. Okay.
Zach Neto has 694, which basically 700, right?
Yep.
Andres Jimenez 692, basically 700.
Yeah.
Trey Turner, Willie Adames, Trevor Story, Ezekiel Tovar. Those are the other 4. Okay.
Those are some big names.
660, 579, 539, 524 in order of Turner, Adames, Story, Tovar.
Right. And those first 3 guys are guys who've all been all-stars, who've all hit the cover off the ball.
Yeah.
That's interesting that those 3 are on that list.
Now, if we go by all players who've played shortstop, every one of them, okay?
Who's played like 1 game at shortstop this year?
Literally the worst OPS listed on MLB.com is Zach Short, who has 2 games and 3 at-bats, and he hasn't gotten a hit, so his OPS is 0.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay.
Carson Williams has played 7 games at shortstop, has just 23 at-bats, has 3 hits. His OPS is 341, okay, with 1 double in there.
Yep.
Third worst, Joey Ortiz, 440, does not have an extra base hit all year. He is 13 for 72.
Yep.
440. Of everyone who has played shortstop in the majors,
even for 1 inning,
even for 3 at-bats, like Zach Short, Joey Ortiz is third worst. 440 OPS.
Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
All right. So we are
41 players on the all players at shortstop, by the way, in Major League Baseball.
How many?
41. And Joey Ortiz is still third worst, and the guys above him have a combined 25 at-bats, 3 being from Zach Short.
The Brewers have played 34 games. 34 divided by 162. We are at 21% of the season, right? At what point do you have to move on from Joey Ortiz? 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. Are you already past that date? Do you think that date is still to come? Is it Memorial Day? Is it the 4th of July? Is it the trade deadline? Is it he gets the whole season? Is it as soon as Cooper Pratt is deemed ready, he takes over the job? All those answers are appropriate answers. 414-677-1250. When is Joey Ortiz no longer the shortstop on the team? We got plenty of messages coming in on the Nicolay Law talk and text line. Rhino wants to know if you took the classes of comedy sports. He's interested in taking that.
I have not taken the classes, but I know everyone else who is a performer there has taken the classes. How'd you get away with it? I don't really work for Comedy Sports. I rent out a place at Comedy Sports, and my brother works there.
Okay, so he has taken it.
He has taken it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he teaches it.
Oh
yeah.
Wow.
He's all in on it.
Do you know Kyle H from Comedy Sports?
Yes,
Nice.
I already responded back to that guy. Yeah,
awesome. Defensive run stays is the stat he's looking for, says Rhino. And are any of you members of the softest media in this country ever going to criticize the cheapest billionaire in the world? Is that Mark Attanasio? There's no way Mark Attanasio is the cheapest billionaire in the world.
I don't even, and as far as billionaire goes, like, because he owns the Brewers, so I'm looking it up right now. What net worth is listed at 1.9 billion.
Okay.
How much of that is the valuation of the Brewers?
Right. Probably more than 50%. So he's not I get without the Brewers, he's not a billionaire.
100%.
Yeah.
Right. And also I was all over it yesterday when we were talking about the Cubs, who, by the way, walked off yesterday with Michael Conforto, who is making $1.5 million less this year than Luis Rengifo. Like, that's just a talent miss at that point.
Yeah. Well, and Conforto hasn't done much for them. He got a hit. Rengifo had an RBI last night. Hey, guys, Jeff in Milwaukee, big Yankee series this weekend. Got a crazy idea. When Aaron Judge comes up, we should all rise. Then the fans go into the Badgers jump around. It might throw them off a bit. What do you think? It's fun.
I mean,
it's
Aaron Judge. He might just destroy the baseballs.
That's
to
true.
Be fair.
Yep.
By the way, Conforto this year is hitting 323 with a 984 OPS.
Right. Man, he's had a weird career. Like, he was good with the Mets, then he stunk. Then they sent him to the Giants, right?
Yeah.
And then he was kind of stinky there. I don't know. How many runs in defense does Joey save you compared to a solid replacement at short?
And we said that. 3.
Yep. I'm thinking the replacement will help score more runs than Joey saves. Don't know. That's a good question. 414 says, if not Cooper Pratt, what about Jet Williams? Short center says now. 353 says, I still don't care. Ortiz D is unreal at defense, and his numbers should be low. He does not play every day, says T in Lacrosse. And then 262 says, Joey should have been off this team in 2024. So some dissenting opinions as it comes to Mr. Joey Ortiz. A lot of people ready to get rid of him, but not everybody. Some people still think that defense does. And for the person who said his numbers are low because he doesn't play every day, we're not talking about overall numbers. We're talking about percentages. His percentages shouldn't be low because he doesn't play every day.
He has played 28 games this year.
Right, out of 34. Brewers. He's played 28 or 34 games.
That's a lot of games.
His numbers still suck, whether they're percentages or total numbers. He has been absolutely terrible. I'm not calling for a change. And again, I don't like the Cooper Pratt deal. I don't know that Cooper Pratt is a major league shortstop. I feel like when Jackson Chourio got his deal, even though he hadn't proven anything at the major league level, like we were all on board that he's going to be something special.
Right.
We don't know about Jesus Made, right? Like he's at AA and he is unbelievable. And we don't know what his future holds.
But we can have a pretty good guess.
Right. Cooper Pratt, I don't think we have any idea. I don't think we have any idea what he can do. I know he won a Gold Glove at Single A baseball, which is great, but it's not Major League Baseball. Ryan Braun was a good shortstop until he couldn't play shortstop anymore. Then he was a third baseman until he couldn't play third base anymore, because Major League Baseball is not the same as playing in college or playing in the minors. So can Cooper Pratt be a guy? Can Cooper Pratt be the guy? I have no idea. I want to find out. I'm curious. And I think his time will come this year, but not because he's earned it or deserves it, but because Joey Ortiz has lost it. And that's not how I love to see this go. I love to see it go because Cooper Pratt's hitting 350 and his OPS is 900, and he has made the decision that the Brewers had to make, that there was no other choice than to put Cooper Pratt at short. I don't like it because Joey Ortiz sucks and they have to put Cooper Pratt at short because somebody sucks and so he wins the job by default. I want to earn the job, right? When Big Rumble lost the first base job, I didn't want her to get it because somebody else played poorly. I wanted her to get it because she played well. Well, she's back to starting. She played well. The other person also didn't play great, and that's part of it I get, but I want to earn it. I want Big Rumble to play well and earn her job. I want Cooper Pratt to play well and earn his job. Tommy is in Bayview. Tommy, you're next up on the Mason Crosby Show. It's Improv Day. What's on your mind?
Good morning, guys. Since it's Improv Day, I'm going to ask you this. Did you know that if you wear cowboy clothes, you're really ranch dressing?
All right.
I like that joke better than actual. Do you know I don't like ranch dressing?
There's a lot wrong with you, Thunder.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Everybody loves ranch, and I'm just like, it's too much. It's
I
too
would
much.
take a cup of ranch dressing at shortstop over David or Joey Ortiz right now.
Oh, my gosh. That's wonderful. So you're ready to get rid of Joey?
We can't do any worse. You can throw 12 monkeys out there, and they could hit the ball better than Joey Ortiz right now.
Well, it depends. Is it like the Brad Pitt ones who carry the disease, but then they didn't really carry the disease? If you haven't seen the movie 12 Monkeys, it is brilliant. Brad Pitt is so good at it. That is improv. That is Improv Tuesday, going on a tangent. Are you ready for the Cooper Pratt experiment to start?
Yes. But it can't be any worse, literally.
All right. Excellent. Tommy, thanks for the call. Great to hear from you.
All right.
Ranch dressing. You got that one?
Yeah, I mean,
are you good? Is that one going on the stage at Comedy Sports?
No, because it's planned. I don't do planned stuff.
All right.
But
sure you don't.
I still don't. Can it not be worse? It could be worse because Joey Ortiz is really good at defense.
Yes,
I get that.
Yes, he is.
If Cooper Pratt comes up and hits 200 as opposed to 181, but is a significantly worse, but he plays defense like David Hamilton.
No,
like that's not really much better.
Right.
Is it much worse? Maybe not, but it could still be worse.
Can they make David Hamilton just a pinch runner?
Or bunt hit situation guy?
Bunt hit. I think Renhefo has earned the job at this point.
Oh God, that earned again. That seems like a very strong, very loose use of the word earned.
I know, but he's played better than how he started. He's still all right. He's still not playing well.
No, he's not.
He's up. I mean, he's at 188. His OPS is 520.
Over the last 15 games, he's hitting 224.
Yeah.
He's on base percentage is 296. His slugging is 286.
Yeah, all better than his season numbers. So he's on the right side of bad.
I mean,
listen, I still want Murakami, but we're not getting Murakami.
No, we're not.
So I don't. Can we solve short? Let's solve shortstop first, though.
Do you know? Here's the positive. Okay. Caleb Durbin has an OPS of 502 this year.
Yep.
Luis Rengifo has an OPS of 519.
Or if I, yeah.
Yeah, they're right next to each other as 6th and 7th worst in baseball.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch more texts to get to. We got some NBA playoffs to get to. We're going to keep talking Brewers. Paul Wagner is going to join the show at 1. This is the Mason Crosby Show. It's an Improv Tuesday. Whatever is on your mind. We're talking Brewers and Joey Ortiz right now, but you got something else on your mind? You want to talk about it? You give us a call. You give us a text. 414-677-1250. Today, it is your show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Hey, everybody. Thunder here for my friends at Versity. Yep. It's time to donate blood. It's time to make an impact in our community. You know, Milwaukee people always show up for each other. We always have. Donating blood is one of those simple ways to do something that really matters for someone in your own community. So go to versity.org. That's VERSITI.org. Find a location near you. Pick a time, and you're all set to make a difference. Hey, everybody, it's Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder here at Mason Crosby Show. Tommy Wirtz here as well. Tomorrow, you can join Tommy Wirtz from 11 to noon.
11 to noon.
11 to noon at the Explorium Brew Pub at
Third Ward.
Third Ward. Oh,
Yes.
so the same place you were last time.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Because I know they have three different locations.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure all of them are going to be at the Third Ward.
Okay.
I'm confident saying that on air. That's my confidence level in it.
Nice. I like it.
But yeah, last time was awesome. They have a huge selection of draft beers.
Yes.
People were grabbing pizzas, getting a bite to eat beforehand. We'll hang out for lunch there, 11 to 1.
They open at 11, so everybody show up there at 11 to hang out with Tommy, listen to the leadoff show, and then Tommy, once he's done, he'll kiss some babies, he'll shake some hands, and then he'll get back here to hang out with me and Mason.
Yeah, I mean, how many people do a remote and then are on the next show in studio? Come on.
I mean, it's because you're the AT-AT.
At.
Yeah, all Tommy.
All right.
All Tommy all the time. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Remember, 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. We had a suggestion that instead of Improv Tuesday, it is Tangent Tuesday. We're just going off on tangents. We're talking about whatever you want to talk about. We're talking about whatever we want to talk about. And whatever's on your mind, you go ahead and talk about it. We seem to have settled on the concept of Joey Ortiz. And should he not be a Milwaukee Brewer anymore? Should he not be a starting shortstop anymore? Could he be a backup second base, shortstop, third baseman, infielder who is not as fast as David Hamilton, but has some speed and can play defense better than anyone else?
So I got a couple of texts coming in here before we get back out to the phone lines. 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line if you want to be a part of the conversation. Scotty Tiffany, known Joey Ortiz stan. We can definitely do a lot worse than Joey on defense, and we've seen it. He saved runs, and Hamilton has had errors Joey would not make. Hold on to him. Maybe the hitting will catch up once our bats start warming up again. B. Hintage in West Allis, Joey Ortiz, I would keep him on the roster as a defensive replacement. His defense is way too good. And then taking some inspiration from Tommy, have you heard about his grandfather's Dorito farm? That was a pretty cool ranch. Oh, God. All
That's
right.
a good one. Jonah from River Falls says Tyler Black replaces Joey O. What do you guys think? Seems to be Murph has something against him, though he's been the best of our left infield. Tyler Black can't play short. I mean, that's a non-starter. He can barely play first.
The only scenario I see, and I find this very unlikely, and I've gotten some flack for it on text and YouTube or wherever it's been. The only scenario I could see, if this is when Christian Yelich comes back, and assuming there is no one else injured off this team, and this is the roster configuration when Christian Yelich comes back, the decision is going to be between Tyler Black and Joey Ortiz.
I think so.
And if Tyler Black can have flexibility to play second base or third base, like he played in the WBC, then that would make things interesting on if Joey Ortiz is really in jeopardy because
Joey Ortiz can also play those positions.
He can.
He just can't hit. Yep. There's a couple of people on the talk and text line who are questioning about Eddie Leonard.
Yeah, he is having a great run in Nashville right now. He's hitting 343 as a 992 OPS. He is not a part of any top 30 prospect projections for the Brewers. That is because he is 25 years old, still waiting to get his major league debut. He's got 8 years of minor league experience in which he's hitting 268 with an 807 OPS in that time too. I've seen him, he's not viewed as a true major league prospect long-term. He's not. Can he fill a hole? Maybe. But he's just not viewed that way by the organization. He's also not going to get priority over Williams or Pratt. Right. And those certainly are the over two Pratt at this point. Right. So while the numbers and the production have made it, sometimes just the politics of baseball get in the way of things too. Yep. 414-677-1250, Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. Paul's in Hayward. Paul, you're next up on the Mason Crosby Show.
Hey, thanks, guys. A great show.
Thank you, Paul.
Boy, did you look at that schedule for the Brewers in May? They're going to be lucky to be 10 games out on June 1st.
I mean,
Man,
hey, you're not wrong, but Paul, as you know, you play who's in front of you. They're at the Cardinals right now. Then they've got New York and San Diego at home, two of the best teams in Major League Baseball. They go to Minnesota, who's not bad. Then they play out the Cubs. Then they're home against the Dodgers and the Cardinals. And then they end at Houston. So Houston's not been great this year, but that is a rough stretch. And that's why getting Churio and Vaughn back. That's why when Christian Yelich is ready to play, that's why the starting rotation, whatever it's going to look like, but if Miz can be healthy, they need everyone in place to play this month of May because the Brewers are just as good as those teams. Now, are they as good as the Yankees? Are they as good as the Dodgers? Probably not, but they can play with them. They just need to be healthy. And the question is, again, we go back, can they play with them if they're 8 on 9 on offense? Do they need something better on the left side of the infield than what they're getting?
Right. Can I change the subject to the Badger football?
Absolutely. It is a tangent Tuesday. You talk about whatever you want, Paul.
Yeah. I looked at the schedule today. It looked it wasn't the gauntlet they had last year.
No,
but
it's not.
They'll be lucky to be 6-6.
Yes.
But then another thing on the drafts. My cousin called me and says this is the first year a Badger hasn't been drafted in 48 years.
Yes, in 48 years. That is correct.
Wow.
That's crazy, right?
I could not believe that. But and then I want to know, how's Steve Strickard? He hasn't played any in champions or anything like that. No. I know he had some health issues.
Yeah, he had some health stuff. I don't, you know what? I haven't heard recently. I have to assume he's doing okay. I know he had back surgery recently.
He did. Okay, yeah. I didn't hear that.
Oh no, not recently. I'm sorry. He's recovering from that, but he had some other health stuff too. You know what? That's a great. I'm going to make some calls. I'm going to find out. I'm going to get a Steve Stricker update for you, Paul.
Yeah, well, thank you, guys. I just wanted to know, but it's going to be a tough gauntlet here in May. I'm a big Brewer fan.
Yep.
And I'm afraid they might be 10 games out by June 1st.
Yeah, I'm worried about that too. Thanks for the call, Paul. Paul drops off. You can jump on. Let's go to CB in downtown Milwaukee. CB, you're next up on the Mason Crosby Show. CB, you there? I got him punched in. CB, where'd you go? CB, I'm going to put you back on hold. He dropped off anyway. So let's go to Chris in Muskego. Chris, you're next up on the Mason Crosby Show.
I'm going to go back to Bucks.
Do it.
I need you guys to start getting this thing going so we can get John Horst fired, man. I mean,
John Horst fired. Why John Horst fired, Chris?
Well, you got the Giannis debacle going on.
Yes.
We don't control our own draft for the next 4 years going on, thanks to him.
True.
The only guy that he's drafted is that's done any good is DeCenso that's playing in Denver. Other than that, every guy that he's drafted isn't worth two shakes in a crap game.
Yeah, he's had it, Chris, he's had a little bit of a rough run with regards to the drafts. When we're watching Terrence Shannon Jr. starting at point guard or a 2-guard for Minnesota with Anthony Edwards hurt and coming off the bench last night, knowing that we could have had Shannon instead of A.J. Johnson, and A.J. Johnson got traded to Washington, and Washington loved him, and he was going to be the piece to that. And then they traded him to Dallas as part of the Anthony Davis trade, and I have no idea if A.J. Johnson's ever going to be worth anything. But we've seen a number of kind of these picks, and I was talking to a friend about the past couple of days, where John Horst has seemed to fall into that hole of, I'm going to take the 18-year-old who has potential as opposed to taking the older guy who we know can play basketball. And John Horst hasn't, all of the NBA's done that. But Chris, where I would have loved to have seen John Horst do is take advantage of the rest of the NBA doing that, and he'd take advantage the other way. Like Terrence Shannon Jr., had his issues at Illinois, but by the time the draft came about, he was all systems go. And boy, Minnesota really looked smart for taking him just a couple picks after the Bucks took A.J. Johnson, a total waste of a draft pick. I guess it got them Kuzma, but so with draft picks, I will agree. And it's hard to pick in the 20s. And I don't want to be a John Horst apologist. And I really do like John Horst. but it just hasn't gone that well for him, has it?
No, and like you just said, he likes to draft all these young 18-year-olds. The problem is all the coaches he's had aren't guys known for drafting young development. They like to play the older people. They like to play the veteran pros. They don't have any of the coaches that they've had has developed anybody.
Yep. No, you're not wrong, Chris. Thanks for the call. 414-677-1250. CB, downtown Milwaukee's back on. CB, we got you.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Great. How you doing?
What's up, CB?
I'm doing pretty good. I got a question for both of y'all, and I just want y'all honest opinion.
All right.
We're nothing if not honest.
How many sack totals do you think Luke is the best Van Ness is going to get this year? Less than 3 or more than 3?
So I think more than 3. I think I put my over under at 5.5. So I think he's going to have 5 or 6 sacks. I don't think it's going to.
What about you?
Oof, man. If you're telling me the over under is 5.5, I think I would lean under. Well, I'm a 4.5, 5 guy.
But we said it. I said it at 5.5 last week, didn't I?
Yeah, I think
that's my over.
I think I'm slightly under. I think I'm 4.5, 5. I mean, do you think he's as good as Rashawn Gary was, CB?
Oh, he could be, but I just think.
Well, if he could be, then that's 7.5. Like, we just wanted more out of Rashawn Gary, right?
Right. We wanted Rashawn Gary to not jog. We wanted Rashawn Gary to not jog during actual NFL plays because, like, I don't play in the NFL. CB, do you play in the NFL?
No, I do not.
If you got paid to play in the NFL, would you run? Would you play hard or would you lollygag?
No, I will play hard.
Exactly. And I think the issue we had with Rashawn Gary is he lollygagged. He didn't play hard. I think Lucas Van Ness at least will play hard. I don't think he has the pure talent.
Jealous of Michael Parsons. I think he might have been jealous of Parsons.
Then be jealous. Then you know what? Go away. I'm glad they got rid of him then. Yeah. Because if you're that weak mentally, I don't want you on the team anyway. You should be rejoicing that you get to play next to Micah Parsons. So not jealous about
and it. CB, so I'm guessing your number is 3 sacks for Lucas Van Ness. You don't think he's getting more than that?
Yeah. He'll have a lot of tackles for about 3 sacks.
All right, I'm gonna say 6. You know what the great thing about this, CB, is? We get to find out together when the Packers start playing this fall.
We're rooting for you, Lucas.
We sure will. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks for the call. One more before we get to break. Man, I love Tangent Tuesday. Mike's in Hubertus, 414-677-1250. We're still talking about Joey Ortiz, but we're talking about whatever you want to talk about. Mike is next. You're on the Mason Crosby Show.
Gentlemen, I have a question regarding the NCAA.
Sure.
Oh.
I understand when an athlete gets a full scholarship, the books and the tuition are covered.
And room.
But at room and board, that is a 1099 that comes to you for Christmas. You have to pay taxes on that as if you were going out and roofing a house just for fun.
Okay.
Now, my other question is when somebody like, let's say Jonathan Blackwell would leave Wisconsin for Duke and get $4 million.
Yep.
Are the taxes taken out of that? Or is that a gift from some donor?
There are taxes on that because we've already seen some NIL situations, and I'm surprised this hasn't been a bigger story, where guys spend their whole check and then get the next year, they get their taxes and realize they were supposed to save a third of it and didn't. And so they have to go find a new NIL deal to pay those taxes, but then they spend all of it again. And I think this is something in the next 2 or 3 years. This is going to be one of the big stories in college sports about guys getting into trouble with the IRS because they don't know how to deal with their taxes.
We hear it enough in pro sports, right? Yeah. I mean, guys go broke because of tax fraud or evasion.
Mason still owes the most of any person of blessed memory. Anthony Mason passed away. He still owes the most of anyone to the state of Wisconsin based on what he made in those 2 years as a buck, and he didn't pay a cent in taxes. I think he still owes the most of anyone to the state.
Well, hey, I appreciate your insight. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You bet, Mike. Man, I love these questions. I love these comments. Keep them coming in on the text line as well, 414-677-1250. We forgot to get to the breaking news real quick.
Well, yeah, I can do that real quick.
You got that?
Okay. Angel Serpa, Tommy John, done for the year.
Out for the year.
Okay, so everyone just clear that per Adam McCalvey.
Clear that spot. Shane Drone's going to be up for the whole year.
Are we going to do Thunder Watch next segment? Do you want recommendations now to let people go all the way up? Or what are we
let's
thinking?
keep this going. We'll figure out Thunder Watch later.
All right, sounds good. We'll take some more calls here. Tangent Tuesday, go for it.
And more text, 414-677-1250. This is your show. This is the people's show. I'm Thunder. He's Tommy. We are the Mason Crosby Show. Some more updates from Adam McCalvey. Again, Angel Serpa out for the year. Tommy John surgery. Pat Murphy says all things look good for Miz to make his next start. I believe that would be tomorrow, day game in St. Louis, which Tommy will be at Exploring Brew Pub.
Nice.
Third Ward. Plan for Christian Yelich to take live AB's base running by early next week. Mid to late May. I'm still guessing late May. Woody traveled to Dallas for a hands-on assessment with Dr. Meister today as well. Al is in Cedarburg. Al, you're next up on the Mason Crosby Show.
Well, what's going on, fellas? Thanks for taking my call.
What's up,
Absolutely.
Al? All right, so a couple things. One, in regards to Horse, I think it's time to go. I think we all know that. However, and I don't want to be an apologist either Thunder, but when everyone brings up how much we had to trade away as far as our draft capital over the years, that got us a title. So I don't want to hear it.
Agreed.
Like it is what it was. We had to do that in the moment. We're not here today saying that the Bucks are the 2021 NBA champions if we didn't trade away all those picks. So let's just end that.
Yep.
All right. The other thing about the NIL, and I found this very interesting. I love you guys were talking about this. It's going to become a really hairy, disgusting drain clog of a beast as we see more and more of these issues happen. And, one of the things that I had always talked about, so Thunder, you might know this, but Tommy, I didn't tell you this. So I actually used to be a manager for men's basketball at the University of Minnesota. Yeah, I know, but Sky Ma, go Gophers, under Tubby Smith way back in the day. And, one of the things that we always learned and we, just seen from that behind the scenes from intercollegiate athletics is, the stipends and the things that you do have to do for an athlete as far as making sure they're taken care of. However, the big deal, and I'll make it quick, these guys, if they were just given an opportunity to, let's see, balance a checkbook or put in an educational institution that teaches them soft skills as far as just like learning how to manage finances on the basic level, you'd see them go a lot further. And you talk about kids being broke.
Totally agree. I think that's a great point. We're gonna leave on that point. The opportunity to teach our kids how to live life is a missed opportunity for us.
Yeah, Harley, stay on. We'll get you before our guests next segment.
Yep,
too.
Paul Wagner's coming up in the 1 o'clock hour and more of your show. This is your show. We are here for you. I'm Thunder. He's Tommy, the AT-AT, all Tommy, all the time. It is the Mason Crosby Show. We're on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
Welcome into hour number 2 of the Mason Crosby Show. This is your show. It is a Tangent Tuesday. I'm Mitch Nellis. He is Tommy Wirtz. Mason's back tomorrow. And high noon, if you're traveling west on I-80 in western Nebraska and are passing from Sutherland to Paxton, you are traveling from the central time zone into the mountain time zone where it is high noon.
High noon in Bozeman.
Oh.
I don't know. I was going with one, too.
Are you taking all of them? Like, you can't, there's not that many. We can't be doing more than one a show.
Montana has a bunch.
But there's no, it's just like the middle of nowhere, Montana, and then like north, the middle of nowhere. Like those places don't have names.
I'm going to say another one if we don't move on soon enough.
All right. Paul Wagner joining us in just a moment. Again, this is your show today. What you want to talk about. We've talked a lot about Joey Ortiz. We've talked about the Bucks. We've talked about the Badgers. We've talked about NIL.
We've talked taxes.
Yeah. Dude, that's what we talk about.
I love it.
Harley is at the VA. Harley, you are next, or you're in Virginia. I don't know.
No, at the VA.
I assume it's at the VA. Harley, you're next up on the Mason Crosby Show. What do you got for us today, Harley?
Hey, guys, I got a couple of facts about Joey Ortiz.
Love it.
Let's go.
Undisputed. Number one, he's a good, above-average shortstop.
You could say great. You could say great even. He's a great fielding shortstop.
Okay, I'll buy that. Second fact, he cannot hit a baseball. Those are two facts. Now, what's the solution to those two facts?
Get better at the bat.
No, I think the solution is you don't get to play Major League Baseball anymore. I think there's a lot of guys out there who are in single A, double A, triple A who can play great Major League defense but can't hit. And they're in the minors for a reason.
All right, go ahead, Harley. Sorry.
Mitch, Tommy knows this, Mitch. So do you. Ortiz has options.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Let's get a collection plate. We'll pay for the ticket. Just send him to Nashville so he can work on his hitting. The other thing that we can do, we only have two options. One is bring someone up from AAA. If it's Pratt, I'll leave that to Arnold.
That's Arnold's job.
Or make a trade.
Yep.
Now that's all we can do.
Yes.
But I'm sick and tired. I spent all last year, you guys did too, every listener out there, watching Joey Ortiz, bases loaded, nobody out, ground ball. I mean, I'm so fed up with it. I don't understand why the Milwaukee Brewer Baseball Club doesn't make a move to, number one, send him to Nashville, or create a trade for him, or bring somebody up. You can't go wrong, guys.
Yep. Harley, that's a great point, and we're going to talk to Paul Wagner about that right now, okay?
Guys, great show.
Thanks, Harley.
Thank you, Harley. Harley, great call. Thanks for chiming in. Joining us now on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law, one call, that's all. Our good friend, Paul Wagner. Wags, what's up, brother?
What's up?
Boys, I hear it. I hear the people. I hear our Brewer fan. I hear the fandom. The fandom. I know they're concerned. Concerned.
Yes, the fandom is concerned specifically about Joey Ortiz today. And Joey Ortiz has shown.
Well, can I pause?
Yeah.
They've been concerned since last year. It feels like solutions need to happen now for Joey Ortiz.
Right. It feels like it's coming to a head. We know Joey Ortiz can field at the major league level. We do not believe Joey Ortiz can hit at the major league level. Can you afford to have a starting player on your roster who can't play a key part of their position?
That is where, when people say, how has the game changed so much over the years? There's a lot of different variables, and you can put them all together however you want. but back in the late 90s, early 2000s when I played, you had defensive specialists. And I'm going to use a great one, a Hall of Famer, maybe unfair to him, but an Ozzie Smith. And Ozzie Smith was never known for his bat, but his glove. You could provide defense, and that would offset your lack of offense, where in today's game, 1 through 9, with the DH, no more pitchers hitting, no more flipping a coin, none of this stuff. We want to score runs, and we need to hit. The defender needs to produce offensively, and the offensive producer needs to produce defensively nowadays, and that's how you have to go 1 through 9.
You know, it's amazing. Today's Tangent Tuesday. We're going on tangents today, Paul. I just brought up Ozzie Smith's stats, and his OPS plus, he only had over a 100 OPS plus, meaning he was only over the league average in OPS 4 times in his career. Meanwhile, he was an all-star 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
15,
12, 13, 14.
It tells you at the top.
I know, but I thought it was more dramatic if you counted it, Tommy.
Sorry.
15-time all-star and had an OPS plus over 100 only 4 times in his career. You're talking about how important defense was back in the, throughout the 80s, late 70s, early 90s. He is the poster child of that, Paul.
Exactly, to the point. But back then also, now look at the offensive side that I had to face, or that we had to face back in that day. Now you had guys weren't hitting 230, 240. Guys were hitting 300. I don't know how many 300 hitters there were in 1999 or 2000 or 98, but your 6 guys, let's just say you had 6 offensive guys, they were producing. Your numbers that you just rattled off were over above, I would believe. Let's just say you get an on-base percentage of 1 million, but guys were getting on base and scoring and producing runs so they could afford it. Now it seems like there's a lot of your 230 middle-of-the-road guys looking for the big inning. And I hate to throw that blanket over it, like baseball isn't played the game right. It is. It's still played, but I think the long ball and the offensive production has become much more dominant. And you've seen a little bit of a drop-off where you could afford, when you had 2 or 3 guys in your lineup hitting 280, 290, and they were driving in and hitting 25, bombs and driving in 80, 85 runs a year, you could afford a guy that play defense and throw the leather.
Yeah. So Paul Wagner, former Brewers pitcher, joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. Just for reference here. So Paul, I just want to make sure your last major league season, last major league action, I got 1999, right? Okay. With
Correct.
Cleveland. Okay. So in 1999, do you know how many hitters hit 300 or higher in Major League Baseball?
It's got to be around 30 or so.
Yeah, I'm going to say you're pretty damn close, Mitch. I'm going to go. I might even go a little higher than
2002, and that's what
I'm going to go. I'll even go higher. I'll just for giggles. 40. I'm going to go 40.
Kevin Stocker hit 299 and was 80th in Major League Baseball in batting average in 1999.
That's crazy.
Last year,
in 2002, there were only 30 guys.
Last year, Paul, do you know how many Major League Baseball players hit over 300?
This is wild.
7.
Seven guys. Meanwhile, Aaron Judge hit 331, and it was 20 points better than Bo Bichette, who was second.
People were saying that they hit. I go, yeah, I had a big ERA because there was one year back there in 98, or even when I was hurt in 2000 and stuff, there was probably 20, I'm going to say 20, maybe high, 20 or 25 guys that hit 50 bombs. We had that little guy from Baltimore, Brady Anderson,
yep.
58. I mean, it was stupid. We went into Colorado. Granted, it's Coors Field, but from Larry Walker to Vinny Castilla to Andres Galarraga
and Dante Bichette.
They had 5 guys in the lineup with 50.
331 would be good for 15th back in 1999.
And that's what Judge led the league with last year.
Which is a crazy year,
right,
by
so
the
Paul,
way. Still a crazy year.
What do you do with Joey Ortiz? What do you do with shortstop for the Brewers?
If you don't have the luxury, you're not winning ball games the way you were last year. You don't have the offensive production of a Jackson Churio who was hurt and back, a Vaughn or a Christian Yelich. You really can't afford to bury a 9-hole guy with offensive woes. I mean, granted, he throws the leather. I think he's I think he's an above average defensive, way above average defensive shortstop. I think he can throw the leather, but there's a lot of guys that are fit, like, well, let's just say that scenario. A lot of guys can field, not a lot of guys can hit, and that's why it's such a valuable position. You look at Bobby Witt Jr. or rattle off all the shortstops that can produce offensively and defensively, hard to find.
Hard to find for sure, as well as leverage relievers across Major League Baseball. And Paul, some news breaking during the show. Angel Serpa, Tommy John surgery, expected to be out the rest of the year, return in the spring, summertime of next season for the Brewers. It didn't really click in Milwaukee right now, but you can never have too many hard-throwing lefties in a back end of the bullpen, it always feels like. How big of a blow do you think that is for the Milwaukee Brewers this year? And how do you think that the bullpen has been performing as of late and to this point? Because I think a lot of people had higher expectations for this part of the Brewers team.
Yeah, I think it's a very big blow I'm not saying Mears was the answer. Obviously, Mears was a righty. We send him to Kansas City, and we send our outfielder that we all loved as well, too. So we sent two players that could play. Zerpa was coming in, had a pretty good WBC. The thing I saw at the WBC is I kind of saw exactly what the front office saw. I actually watched his games and his appearances and the way he attacked. I thought his ball played well also against righties. I don't know the numbers. You have them in front of you, but not necessarily just a lefty specialist, but he could also, with the velo, take on a power-hitting righty. I think it's a very big loss because you planned on that. That's the way you maneuvered and set up your bullpen. And it's tough. It's tough when you have roles established coming out of spring training or your thought of how you want to play it, and it doesn't work out. And the Milwaukee Brewers are learning that, man, the last couple of years, things have all fallen into place. Now baseball is a funny game. It turns on you, and this is where Pat Murphy, the coaching staff, the front office, they got to work super hard. They got to try to figure this out, though still above 500, but, on the looking up on the bottom of the standings.
Paul Wagner joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. Thunder and Tommy are here with you on a Tuesday. And from one injury to another, certainly we all saw the Brandon Woodruff situation, and he had no velocity in his last start. He came back up for the second inning. It still wasn't there. He came out. He's meeting with a specialist, I believe, in Dallas today. When you look at a guy like Woody, who's been through so many different surgeries, and so, the past 2 years, right? He's come back from injury and then gotten hurt right before the playoffs and had that situation. Comes out this year, starts his first 6 starts. His velocity was down, but not as down as it was his last start. Just what do you see when a guy of that age, of that experience, needs to be shut down for whatever reason?
Well, the first thing I saw was I was really impressed. When you come out of a shoulder, shoulders are different than elbows. Elbows, a lot of guys come back. Tommy John's been around for a long time. We've all had them. Tommy John surgeries are comeback.
We've all had them, Tommy.
Yeah,
no big deal.
I'm just missing the John.
Yeah, you're just Tommy.
But your shoulder with those 4 months, the shoulder's tough. I mean, we saw it with an old Jimmy Nelson. Granted, Jimmy did it diving into first base, but the shoulder is tough. So the thing where I wasn't sure how Brandon Woodruff could do it. And he really showed me how he's not a thrower. He knew he had to be a pitcher. He can't just roll out of bed like he did in years past and throw 97, 98. Now he's working the cutter. Now he's trying to get a changeup. He was trying to do everything. He was really developing himself as a pitcher, which was pretty damn impressive to me, because I've been through the shoulder surgery too. And it's a hard thing to learn when your whole life, when things push comes to shove and it gets kind of scratchy. What are you going to do? You just rear back and throw 97. It's pretty nice. It's a nice feeling, but he had to learn, and it's an unfortunate situation. He came back, he learned, he adapted, he changed his game. He worked with coaching staff, he worked with data, he worked with analytics, and he made the best he could. And you know what? Sometimes the gunpowder just runs out. I mean, there's just no more bullets in the chamber, and I hate to say that, and I hope that's not the case. I hope rest, a little dead arm period here, or a little relaxation, or a little stem, however the training staff wants to take care of it to rejuvenate it, to get them going. But it's just a tough pill. It's a tough one.
Paul Wagner joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. Paul, let's keep it going with the starting pitchers right now. It's been the strength of this Brewers team to this point in the season. The Miz, we all know about him. Kyle Harrison, I'd love to get some thoughts on him as well from you, because I don't know what Boston was thinking giving up that guy last year, this offseason. And Logan Henderson as well, a guy who came up, made his start in place of Woody, I believe, during that time, and then showed out yet again, which he's done every time he started a major league ball game, it feels like, for the Brewers. This starting rotation right now, it gets a little dicey when Priester comes back into it, and I was wondering how you think things might shake out if Priester is back in a month or so into this roster.
That's where we're going to look. We got Sprout going tonight, I believe. We had Patrick yesterday, and I like Patrick. I think he's got good stuff.
A bulldog, right?
Yeah, I mean, he struggled a little bit on last night's game. The bases loaded double. I mean, it was a struggle there, but it was just a bad pitch, and it was full. I mean, it had to do it. He had to do it. But if Priester comes back, it opens things up. I think they are, and if you're going to ask me, I think the Brewers with the Woodruff loss, the Freddie Peralta loss, I think you're a little short in depth. We have back end, Zerpa missing and all those guys, but I'll take the back end. I'll still take that, but we have no length. So we're a little short on the front end. It's easy to get through, not easy, but that last 9 outs. Let me give me 7, 8, and 9. I think it can set up really well, especially if we're winning. I think it can work. The problem is we got to get through those first 5, and I think, hate to say it, but it could be a struggle moving forward, and you just got to keep hoping that it's the best.
But do you think, like, with this early performance from Harrison, how legit do you think it is? How legit do you think Kyle Harrison is to be a front end of the rotation lefty for this Milwaukee Brewers team?
I love him. I don't remember if you remember the first conversation we had. I liked him, and you also asked me, or Mason asked me, who to look out for, and I like Jake Bowers. I think Kyle Harrison is a legitimate big league starter. I'm not going to throw a number. Is he an ace? Is he a 5? He's a legitimate big league starter who will produce for you. I don't know what Boston was thinking, because everything I see in him will be good. I mean, heck, the only bad outing he had is someone whipped a 150-mile-an-hour baseball at his kneecap.
Yeah,
I mean,
Gary.
I mean, but other than that, I love him. I think he's great. I think he's a great addition. I think the front office saw something there. They could work with it. I think Hook made it work, and I think they just sat him down and said, here's your negatives, here's your positives, here's what we're going to eliminate, and here's what we're going to focus on. A lot of guys come in from different organizations who some organizations love the cutter. Some organizations love this or they love that. So what you do is you kind of look at it and see what they had, and you try to find out what the best that guy has to offer. Eliminate all those pieces. A lot of guys will come in, I got 6 pitches, I got 7 pitches. I tell you what, Chris Hook probably sat him down and said, look at the way these 3 pitches work. These 3 pitches work above average. These are all 70s in the 80-point ranking. Let's work on those and make them best.
Paul, that leads me directly to my next question. I'm super excited you talked about that and focusing on what your best pitches are. Paul Wagner joining us here on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. When you look at guys like Kyle Harrison, and then you look at guys like Logan Henderson, and you look at, and this is going to be kind of a big picture question, the concept of guys who are great at AAA, but maybe aren't ready for Major League Baseball, or maybe never are ready for Major League Baseball in terms of being a starting pitcher because they have 2 pitches, but you need a 3rd, or they have 3 pitches, but they need a 4th. What is that concept that organizations look at when a guy's had success year after year at AAA, but they say, oh, he's not really a pro prospect, versus a guy who maybe hasn't pitched that much in the minors, but they know right away he's a pro prospect? Like, what are those things teams look for? Because I think a lot of our fans out there are kind of curious and don't necessarily understand. Like, if a guy's got good numbers at AAA, shouldn't he be ready for the next step? And that's not always the case.
Right. No, it is. It's a tough step. AAA to the big leagues, there's a reason why we call them 4A players. I've seen a million of them. You play at the AAA level, you just have the stuff to get guys out in the big leagues. I mean, and it works on the offensive side too. You look at a Cooper Pratt, or we look at a Made. Can Made and all these guys, can they do it? What do they need to work on to produce at the big league level? These people I don't believe are 4A players, but it's hard. You really have to break them down and see how and what they're capable of doing. And I think the biggest thing you have to do with an organization when you have a guy at that level, you have to find out not necessarily where they are physically. You got to see where they are mentally. Can they handle it? Is this the kind of guy that I need to grab by the shoulder? Do I pat him on the back, or do I kick him in the ass? Management and coaching staff has to figure out which player this is, and then they cope with that. then you make them believe. The biggest thing is a guy in AAA, guy who's playing, has all the physical abilities. I always worry about the mind, and that's where the coaching staff has to play. It's almost like, am I coaching? Am I teaching? No, I'm just teaching the mind to make you believe in your stuff.
Have you seen anyone with a better mind at 22 years old than Jackson Chourio, Paul? That's my next question for you.
Unbelievable,
right?
Unbelievable. I talked to him very shortly. The time when you sent it to me, when we did the autograph signing, and he hadn't gone on a rehab start, but way above his age. Just in general. I know a couple players. We had a couple players come through our place. I played with a bunch from Venezuela. And I just had a small, short conversation with him, but not necessarily his physical ability. His mind is right. He's up and he's on par. I think it was one of the best things the Milwaukee Brewers could do, especially in our market, and to extend him. What a talent! What a talent!
I can't agree with you anymore on it. I'm just so excited to see what he can do coming back. He did the same thing last year when he came back from injury and then just picked up right where he left off in Toronto. Now, with an addition like a Chourio, like a Vaughn, the lineup starting to get pieced back together, obviously waiting for Yelich to get back to full health as well too, Paul. But how serious is this Brewers team versus the rest of the NL Central, which also seems to be a juggernaut right now? And where do you think they have to be come June 1? I know things really started to turn, and we kept looking at that date of May 25th last year when the Brewers started to just not lose baseball games all over again. So still plenty of time in the 2026 season. Very well aware of that. But at some point, you have to standings watch a little bit at this time because of how competitive the NL Central seems to be.
Yeah, I think it comes down to just staying healthy. We got to get Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn's got to get back. Vaughn's got to start seeing some pitches. If Chourio can stay hot, whenever Christian gets back, again, he's such a veteran presence who leads by an example, and he can flat out play still, regardless of his age. So he helps the clubhouse. And then you got the maturization of a Bryce Terang, and you got Bowers over there. You got guys playing, and Billy behind the plate. William Contreras is a leader, and that helps. So hopefully all of that just works together.
Wags, how does your life change starting this week?
We go. We're going down to the Rock tonight.
Yep.
We have an exhibition game against the Milwaukee.
Franklin, Wisconsin baseball. Yep.
Then we have a day off. Then we have an exhibition game here, and exhibition games next week, and we start up May 15th at home here.
You get any Thunder chickens since we talked last time?
I have called some in for some other people to shoot, but Wagner is yet to shoot one. But that's fine. I like seeing people happy.
Nice. You're here to cause happiness for others.
Correct.
Nice.
Correct. When you can't play, or you can't shoot, or you can't do something right, you got to look at the positives. So that's kind of the way I did it. Hey, I couldn't pitch very well, so maybe I can help these guys pitch better.
How's the pitching staff with the Dockhounds looking this year?
They're ready. They're ready to go. We got them coming from all corners of the United States, basically. A lot of different levels. We got affiliations. We got some kids out of college. It's a really good little mix we got. No big leaguers like we had last year, but not to say that these guys won't become big leaguers. But yeah, we got college kids, good affiliations. We got good defense too. I'm really, really excited about the players and the position player side of it, and we'll see what happens. The ball rolls out, May 15th, and we got 100 games in 118 days.
That is crazy.
How much do you pay attention to like summer ball throughout your season, Paul? Like knowing that their season kind of ends right when your season is near a tail end, where guys could get signed or need places to go, or even just trying to fill a roster every year. You keeping eyes on like tabs on the Northwoods League and stuff like that during the year?
Well, so those guys, so they being ineligible. So what we do is we'll go down to spring training. I went to the Dominican. We'll watch some guys.
Okay.
We talk to a lot of coordinators. I talk to a lot of GMs and managers that I know and coaches. That we have a guy. Let's just say we have player A. Player A is probably going to get released. We had a AAA shortstop. I don't need to mention any names, and he played at Nashville, and he couldn't hit, but he was a great glove. If he could learn how to hit, he would have been better. This was a couple years ago, and he came in here and he played really, really well. But that's where we pick it. We got to find the people that and those organizations that say, hey, this kid just needs reps. And with MLB dropping that fourth team in the minor league system, these kids need reps. They need the ability to showcase and hone their skills. They're not getting the at-bats anymore, and they're not getting the innings pitched because it's hard. How do you tell an organization, hey, we're going to sign this kid number one and his slot value is $7 million, but we're going to let him develop in the minor leagues for 4 years? Ownership group is going to say, wait, whoa. You give him $7 million, he better produce in a year.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's tough.
Is Travis the hitting coach there?
Travis is, but he's still with Winona State, and he's going to come over. He's going to help us out. Yeah, we had our hitting coach last year was with the Toronto Blue Jay organization for many, many years, and he had to deal with some family issues down in Tampa. So he's down in Tampa, and Travis Aker is going to step in.
Oh, yeah, he's a former Chinooks manager. I knew him through there because I'd worked for that organization. I was going to tell you to tell him that Thunder says hi, and when next time you talk to him or see him, tell him that Thunder
when he
says
gets
what
back,
up.
yeah, I think they made the playoffs, or they made something. So when he gets back into town, and I get back on the radio with you, I'll make sure I'll drag him in here and make him say hello.
Yeah, and then Tommy and I'll come over to a game sometime.
Perfect, absolutely. Open invitation whenever you want to do it. Let me know, and we'll be here.
Awesome.
Hey, but if you come here and we're losing, I'm always by the edge of the dugout. If we're losing, you just enjoy yourself and leave. If we're winning, come on down there and say, "Hey, Paulie, Wags, how you doing?"
Yeah, we will not bother you if the vibe isn't right.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Wags, thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week.
Awesome, boys. Have a good one.
Thanks,
you
Paul.
as well. Paul Wagner, pitching coach for the Lakeshore Dockhounds.
Lake Country.
Lake Country. Did I say Lakeshore?
You did. You had Chinooks on the
I
brand.
did. Lake Country Dockhounds.
You ever been to a game there?
I have not. I've been to a charity softball game with our friends, the Lammy group.
Right.
So there was a Badger versus Marquette game there.
Right.
That I was.
It's a really cool park.
I think I umpired for. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. You wore my shirt.
Yes,
it was a free hug shirt.
It was a little hot. It was a little hot on
the
field
day
that day
to wear a black shirt. But
but that was a lot of fun. But I've never been to an actual Dockhounds game, so we should get to one this year.
I went to one a year or two ago with my other job at the time. It was a good time. Yeah. I would
have a couple beverages, maybe.
I remember being very close to the players, and one of my coworkers and I kind of doing a little bit of heckling.
Oh yeah.
And then he pimped a homer. Right in front of us.
No.
He turned and looked at us.
It's amazing.
I was like, this is the best. I stood up and clapped.
Yeah,
like, you got to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got plenty more to get to. I've got some Facebook comments to get to. We've got a lot more in the text line, the Nicolay Law Talking text line, 414-677-1250. And we got Thunder Watch we got to get to.
I want Thunder Watch recommendations. Who are you keeping a closer eye on? We'll do it at the end of the show, 414-677-1250. I think we already know one name going on the list today based on conversation.
Okay.
But we will take more nominations of who are you keeping a closer eye on, whether for good, bad, the ugly reasons in Wisconsin sports. Thunder Watch.
And Matt Arnold, 3:00 today.
Awesome.
Must listen radio, Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. Must listen today at 3:00. Matt Arnold, general manager of our Milwaukee Brewers. He'll answer all these questions. We have all the questions. He's got the answers. This is the Mason Crosby Dude, somebody's got to tell Jacob Fatu he's not allowed to use the tongue in death grip. Like, that is a sacred move in the Samoan tradition. And for him to just be throwing it out willy-nilly on the tribal chief?
Ooh.
What are you doing, man?
I don't understand what you're saying at all.
As you shouldn't.
But
I love that. I love that like 20% of our audience knows what I'm talking about right now, and 80% are like, have no idea what words I just said.
It is the Mason Crosby Show. We are live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios.
Taking over.
I just wanted to take over because I wanted to set you up with maybe some NBA playoff action.
Ooh.
As I think that, man, as good as the first round was on paper and a lot of series,
especially in the East,
a lot of series all going. You avoided talking about Boston because you're in the Milwaukee market now, so we can just forget about that completely.
Yep.
But Spurs Wolves, I got a really good feeling that that's going to be.
That game last night was unbelievable. It was nip and tuck the entire way. I know the T-Wolves got a little bit of a lead. I think they went up by 9 with 4 minutes left. The Spurs came back. Wemby's unreal.
Well,
he
is.
But there's a but.
But
he didn't make a difference to get a win last night.
I also am now wanting to, in my brain, revisit, not like actually go back and revisit, Rudy Gobert for 4 first-round picks. Everyone thought, what a dumb trade. It kind of felt like at the time. Yeah. However,
and they really haven't won anything. I mean, they made the conference finals.
Right.
They've beaten Denver twice now.
Right.
In the playoffs.
Wemby putting up 11 points feels like it was worth one game of 4 first-round picks already at that point.
It's still a lot, but I hear what you're saying. I also think there's more to that relationship. You know, the French countrymen, they've known each other for a long, long time.
Knows his game a little bit.
Yes, I think there's something to that.
Obviously, 12 blocks is unreal.
I mean, he had a triple-double.
Yeah,
with blocks.
I 5 of 17, didn't make a 3.
0 for 8. 0 for 8 from 3.
Probably going to be the worst game he plays in this series, to be fair. Yep. But this Timberwolves team, they're kind of fun. They're kind of fun to watch.
They are.
And the Spurs are fun to watch.
Right.
So I think this is going to be a great series to watch. And I really hope after one game.
I think Lakers Thunder is going to be terrible.
Unfortunately.
I think Detroit Cleveland will be good, but I don't really care about either team enough. I hope Philly can make a series out of New York. Obviously, game 1 wasn't a game, but this is the series.
I'm going to say this. I will walk back a take that caught some heat, I think, last week on wanting the Lakers to win. After one game, I want the winner of Wolves Spurs to win. Mm-hmm. That's where I'm at now. And I don't know, do people from Milwaukee not like the Timberwolves?
No, I think we're cool with the Timberwolves.
I don't think the Timberwolves have really caused any beef in my life. So
that might change, though. You know, as we add 2 new teams to the NBA, the Timberwolves and the Bucks could end up in the same division.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
But because they've not only been in the same division, but not even in the same conference, I think it's kind of like we can support the Timberwolves as I think there's a lot of Milwaukee fans who are like, oh, that's my Western Conference team.
Sure.
Like the Timberwolves.
I heard yesterday on Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer and my guy Charlie Usen, as they were talking about the NBA playoffs yesterday, coming up here in about 20 minutes or so. They'll keep talking about all Wisconsin sports in the NBA playoffs as well. Don't forget Matt Arnold at 3. Yep. He said that he would be shocked if in the next 10 years the Thunder won more titles than the Spurs. So in the next 10 years.
4 more?
Just say no. In that time frame of 10 years.
He said he'd be shocked if the Thunder won more than the Spurs.
Correct.
Because the Spurs with Wemby should be the crown jewel of the NBA for the next 10 years.
And I think that it makes sense because Wemby is the alien, right? This freak of nature that we have yet to see.
Yep.
I mean, he kind of gets punked a little bit by Rudy Gobert, just a little out there. I know he makes he makes an impact on the defensive side too. 12 blocks, can't deny that. With that being said, I would love your take on in the next 10 years.
In the next 10 years,
the Thunder or the Spurs will have more titles in the NBA. And now, I mean, because the Wolves look awesome right now too.
Yeah,
and having Ant on the team is huge.
And Ant isn't even healthy.
Right.
And he scores 18 points in 25 minutes.
Yeah, but very efficient.
Like very efficient, which is not always the case with him.
Right.
He's usually a volume
He's usually
shooter.
a chucker.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the question is going to be between Castle, Vassell, and Fox. And Fox has already gotten paid. So like really between Vassell and Castle and Harper to an extent with the
That's
Spurs.
the law firm.
Yep. Versus on the Thunder, like Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams and some of the other guys, like who's going to need to get paid? Because you're paying Wemby and you're paying SGA. Who of the rest of those guys on those two teams can you afford to keep to build a dynasty versus like at some point is Devin Vassell going to wake up and be like, I want to go be a star somewhere else.
Sure.
Is it like who on the Thunder or the Spurs is the first to pull a James Harden on the Thunder and say, I want to be a star somewhere else. I don't want to be a part of this trio or team. I want to go be a star for the Sacramento Kings, and I want to go average 30 a night.
And okay, so another point that Sparky had brought up yesterday was highlighting that SGA, while he's surrounded by a very good team full of a lot of good players, there really isn't another superstar on that team.
Right.
And so
same with the Spurs.
But I mean, they make it look effortless in OKC. And is that because of SGA being that much better of a superstar in that case?
I don't
Charlie
think so.
and I think are on the same page.
I think somebody's just got to smack the Thunder upside the head and just play. Like, I think the Thunder are beatable, and people are just scared to play with them because of the way SGA is refereed.
Yeah.
And I think somebody's just got to get like crazy physical with them, follow him every time, and dare the refs to call it every time.
Yeah. I think that I am on the same page with Chuck, in which I feel like I would be the opposite of Sparky's take, where I would be shocked if in the next 10 years the Spurs had more titles than the Thunder, because I believe they're just really well coached over there with Mark D.
They are.
And OKC. I think the Spurs, while they have Wemby and they're going to keep him forever in San Antonio,
right?
The Thunder's recipe is SGA and role players, and they don't miss on lottery
if they
picks.
lose Jalen Williams or Chet Holmgren, it doesn't matter to them. Like they just get Jordan McCain during this year, which is crazy.
I'm telling you, this Thunder team, Sam Presti is the best general manager in sports.
Yeah,
I mean, not even in basketball.
All right,
I think you can go power four, and it is Sam Presti at the top.
Some NBA related texts coming in 414-677-1250 to the Nick Law talking text line. Chris from the Ski Goat called in talking about getting rid of John Horst. 262 says, hey, Chris, get real. Giannis is the one to blame. He's the real GM and egomaniac. Different 262 says, same 262 says, how about most people despise the entire NBA, especially Boston, New York, Philly, LA, just for starters. Guaranteed contracts must die.
Well, with that logic, you hate baseball too.
Right.
Those are all guaranteed contracts as well.
Baseball's even worse than the NBA.
Also, we did our best to pretty much avoid talking about all the irrelevant parts of the NBA season throughout the entire NBA season.
Yes,
we'd hit on Bucks. We'd hit on Giannis. I know that was dragging and tired, and however it is. However, the NBA playoffs are a spectacle. That is a completely different sport.
Yes, that is correct.
And we spent time on March Madness talking about Iona versus Kansas or whatever was going on in those matchups, pretending like we were experts on it just because we watched a game. This NBA season, we actually have a little more tabs on because of the Bucks and having the relevancy in that way. And to your point, Boston, New York, Philly, LA, yeah, sweet. I don't want any of them to win. I would not like to root for any of them right now.
The Thunder still the overwhelming favorite to win the Western Conference. The Spurs are still the overwhelming second team to win the West. The Lakers and Timberwolves, according to odds of our friends at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, the Lakers and Timberwolves way down in terms of winning the West. Not winning the series, but that leads me to believe that the series odds for Spurs and T-Wolves is still very heavily on the Spurs side of things.
And so to your point, I think that if it was to win the West, the Spurs have the better chance to beat the Thunder. However,
yes,
I do love the matchup for the Wolves against the Spurs after one game.
It's not pretty even. I mean, the T-Wolves are plus 150. The Spurs are minus 186. So the Spurs are still favored, but I mean, Cleveland and Detroit is basically even. The Knicks are minus 480, and the Thunder are minus 2,500
to win the West.
No, just to beat the Lakers.
Oh yeah, they're going to beat the Lakers.
Yeah, they're minus 300.
Is Luka playing?
We don't know yet, but it's looking like no.
Well, if he's not playing, then I don't even want to watch.
414 says I can't watch the Thunder with the free throw merchant SGA. Somebody just breathes on him and he goes into the free throw line. He goes, I agree.
Yeah,
like it is bad. It is bad optics for the NBA.
I think the NBA just calls
is referee.
I think it's the NBA in general calls too many fouls. I already.
Yep.
I know that they have to call it at some point to give some order in the game in the playoffs, but I still think they call too many fouls already at that point. So while SGA is the poster child for it, I think you can go and look at a lot of these games and they're calling too many fouls. It's just way too many breaks in the action. Keep it moving.
414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. Who should be on Thunder Watch? Who in the world of Wisconsin sports, the entire state, are you keeping an extra eye on right now? 414-677-1250. Text in your candidates. Thunder Watch is next on the Mason Crosby.
Dun, thunder. Dun, thunder. Dun, thunder.
Thunder Watch. This is the Mason Crosby Show. It's Thunder and Tommy with you. A Tangent Tuesday. We talked about whatever we wanted to today, whatever you wanted to. 920 says stop watching NBA when they stop playing defense. So I assume you're watching the playoffs.
The playoffs, they play defense.
Right, they play defense every night.
As someone who is not a fan, really, of the NBA as a whole in the landscape, because of the sport that it has become.
Yep.
Playoffs are different.
Yes. It is a different sport.
Totally different. Wemby just had 12 blocks yesterday.
Right.
That's just a counting stat for you.
So if that's what you say, you stop watching the NBA when they stop playing defense, that's fine during the regular season, but I assume you're back now. I assume you're watching every night, because every night it is the best athletes in the world playing the best basketball in the world, and it's not even close. It is time for Thunder Watch here on the Mason Crosby Show. We got about 90 seconds left in the show. Who we got, Tommy?
Thunder Watch right now. Luke Fickle, Giannis, merch prices at AmFam, Jimmy Haslam, concession prices at Pfizer, Brandon McManus, Shaka Smart, Mason Crosby, Angel Serpa, Abner Uribe. Are we taking off Serpa?
Sure. He's out for the year.
Because he's out for the year.
Yeah,
no.
but we had him on for a reason. We were right. We did need to keep an extra eye on him.
Anyone else off that list? You like Uribe still there?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. It feels like we'd be hypocrites if Joey Ortiz did not get added to the list today.
But I mean, do we even care? Like, do we even?
Oh, we care. We just spent so much time talking.
I know.
Joey Ortiz is on the list.
I'm putting Cooper Pratt on too.
Oh,
yeah.
Brewers shortstop.
Yes, but not. But it's got no. But specifically, is David Hamilton on? No, let's put Ortiz and Pratt on.
Okay.
And just guys we want to keep an extra eye on. What's going on the next week? What's going on the next couple of weeks? Can Joey Ortiz hit his way out of a paper bag? Can Cooper Pratt hit well enough, keep this hot streak? He's been hitting well for 9 days. Can he keep it going and earn his way up to the majors?
All right. I'm a fan of it.
Tommy is at Explorium Brew Pub tomorrow in the 3rd Ward. Tomorrow, 11 to noon. Go have lunch with Tommy tomorrow. Then listen to the Mason Crosby Show. Mason in studio tomorrow.
Yes, 3 o'clock. Matt Arnold today, Wisconsin Sports Daily. And as well, 5 o'clock, getting you ready for Game 2 leadoff show here. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show, 9:30, starting today.
Sparky's going to ask all the tough questions. What are you doing with Joey Ortiz on your roster? This is the Mason Crosby Show.